Hi Jason.
Hi Jo.
Great to have you here again with Hardy's today.
Thanks.
Now we know that bowel health is the single most critical factor when it comes to overall health and vitality.
Yes.
How would you describe a healthy bowel?
Well, a healthy bowel is when you have 3 good solid bowel motions a day that feel really pleasant and easy. You get a bit of a tingling, I need to go number 2s. So after you go to the bathroom, you do your number 2s, it's very easy, a few quick wipes, no big mess, no struggling, and then you finish up in the bathroom and that's it. So a good healthy bowel is when you've got that regularity and there's no struggling and stress and pain or anything like that.
What are some symptoms of an unhealthy bowel?
Well, the classic and first one, of course, is constipation. And constipation leads to lots of sludge and muck building up in the gut, leading up towards the liver as well, so packing in the intestines. So constipation, so irregularity, pain, bloating, cramping. Also bad breath is often a sign of the gut being out. And many people have between 1 and 7 kilos of undigested fecal matter stuck and twisted all through their colon, leading to things like diverticulitis and problems like that. So classic symptoms are, it's hard to go, you're not regular, you don't know when you're going to go, and when you do go, there's a lot of pushing and straining. So what we're wanting to avoid is that, and they're the classic signs of what a unhealthy gut is.
A lot of people struggle with a lazy bowel or constipation. What triggers or contributes to that?
Well, there's a number of things that can trigger that, but pretty much it's about diet. It's why doctors have always recommended having more fibre. Only one of the problems we have is when we look at having more fibre to treat our constipation, we often go straight to bran. And of course, bran contains gluten, which contains gliadin, which is an intestinal irritant, which for a lot of people causes constipation. So of course, that's not a good option. So it's getting that good plant-based fibre, sprouts, raw foods, apples, pineapple, bananas, things like that that can really move it through. So key causes are a lack of water, a lack of fibre, and also another key contributor is eating the kind of foods that bung you up. So breads, pastries, processed foods, hamburgers, pizzas, chips, low fibre foods. And we live in this society these days where we literally do not get enough fibre. We're in such a low fibre intake, we're often getting between 5 and 10 grams of fibre a day. I personally recommend people having 60 grams at least a day, because that's the kind of levels of fibre where you get good bowel motions. And those traditional peoples around the world with the longest longevity records and the healthiest long lives, they actually have much higher fibre intake than we do. So it's really a matter of putting back in the good foods and removing the stuff that's causing the problem.
If someone does only have 1 bowel motion a day or less, how can they speed this along without upsetting, I guess, their digestive system?
Okay, well, it's a gentle process that you need to go through. The first thing to remember, though, is we need more fibre. Now, what works with fibre in Mother Nature's kingdom is always water. And you'll find that fibre-rich foods have always got a good amount of water. And if they don't, you just need to add water and they start to sprout or grow. So fibre and water is important. But remember, fibre without water is cement. So you don't want cement. What you want is good fibre and good water. And you want a mixture of soluble and insoluble fibre. And basically, soluble fibre is on the inside of fruits and vegetables, nuts, seeds, whole grains and legumes. Insoluble is on the outside. So what you're wanting is a mixture of those fruits and vegetables but containing the whole skins. Potatoes with the skins on, carrots with the skins on, broccoli with the skins on, apples with the skins on. So you need the both, because insoluble breaks into liquid and grabs your waste. Insoluble grabs onto that and removes it. So soluble grabs the waste and becomes liquid. Insoluble takes it from the human body. So you need both. So you're needing both levels of fibre, lots of water in the diet, not getting bloated but drinking enough. And also basing your diet around a whole food plant-based diet, which has got those fruits, vegetables, things like that in it. That's how you increase your bowel routines.
So what about if someone's on the other end of the spectrum and they have too many bowel motions that are not well formed and too loose?
Yeah.
What may cause that?
Well, that's often just too much fats in the diet as well. So too much of the wrong kind of foods. A low fibre diet can actually cause constipation and diarrhea. Same kind of thing. So with the diarrhea, there's not enough fibre to actually hang on to it. And as I said earlier, when we talked about soluble and insoluble fibres working together, you've got to make sure you've got enough. And again, psyllium is brilliant for that. Psyllium is it's a wonderful natural superfood that contains almost the perfect balance of soluble and insoluble fibres. So it can grab onto all of that waste in the bowel and give you regular bowel motions. So a psyllium supplement is very good for that. And also looking at the diet and making changes so that you're removing the things like gluten and the fats and the breads and cakes and those things that will be giving you those slippery, slidey kind of uncontrollable bowel movements. So it's a mixture of improving the diet, removing those bad triggers, and then increasing things like psyllium and making sure that that will hold on to your waste, and that will really help with your diarrhea.
So if someone is drinking plenty of water, eating lots of vegetables and fibre, and still not going 3 times a day, what next?
Well, there's some key lifestyle things you can do, and there's some key supplements you can take. So it's a mixture of 2 things. One is make sure that you're regular with your wake time and stand up when you wake. That's a key thing to do. So don't lie around and snooze in bed and hit the alarm. So have a regular waking time, a regular going to bed time, 10 till 6, roughly like that. A regular exercise time that your body's used to, and regular meal times. And that will create regularity in the bowel. Another thing is squatting. So not necessarily squatting when you go, but getting squatting into your routine, your yoga routine. So learning how to squat, because it stretches out your intestines. And we're naturally designed to go when our bowel is in a squatting position. That's why animals go, and you'll notice different cultures around the world without bowel problems will squat when they go. That's another thing. And the other thing is stimulating foods like apple cider vinegar, which you can get at your Hardy store, of course. Making sure that it's fully fermented, because that's what stimulates the bowel. I have a couple of teaspoons in the morning, tablespoons in a glass of warm water, first thing in the morning. Maybe some aloe vera juice as well is very good. Some pure energel aloe, I know Hardy's have got that as well, that stimulates the bowel. Lemon juice is good as well. So having that, those lifestyle things to incorporate regularity and movement in your life as well, alongside the water and diet. And then other things are psyllium. So if you're having a supplement, make sure that you have a whole food supplement that's based around psyllium and has prebiotics and probiotics, because they will feed your gut health, which will help move the bad bacteria, which will help remove the constipation. So it's all part of that entire cycle in your gut health as well. So if you're going to take a supplement, make sure you've got one with psyllium in it, and that it's got good levels of probiotics and prebiotics. And I think you can get those from your Hardy store as well.
Well, thank you, Jason. You've covered some great information there, and we very much look forward to seeing you again soon.
Yeah.
Who knows what we'll cover?